Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Ruji Media. I'm your host Richard Morla, and today we're going to be learning the healing brush tool. You might think I'm repeating the same video as the previous one, but no. In the previous one we were talking about the spot healing brush tool, and now we're going to be talking about the healing brush tool. One is good for objects removal and also for certain things when you are taking care of, for example, portrait. But the second, which is the one that we're gonna talk about, is the healing brush tool, which is perfect when you're dealing with portrait and the skin of your subject. Without further ado, let's get started. And here we are in Photoshop, and as you can see here, I have my background image, and also I have a folder here which is for color, but that's for later. So as always, the first thing we're going to do is to duplicate our image, and you know how to do that if you're following my series of Photoshop training. So we Ctrl J to duplicate this image. So here we go, Ctrl J, and then as usual we're going to rename this one base. There you go, we have it there. And now you might have this panel or this bar right here on the left. I have it right here on the right side. However, it's the same, nothing changed, just that I decided to put it here, just preferences. So here we are, and we have the spot healing brush tool right here selected. Let's say you can have any tool selected, for instance this one, the move tool, right, which is for moving your images. And then you want to press the letter J. When you press the letter J, you have the spot healing brush, and if you press Shift J, you automatically change to the healing brush tool, or you can come here, right click and select it, healing brush tool. There you go. So now what we are going to do is we're going to duplicate, well, we already duplicate that, but we are going to create a new layer. And you can create a new layer as you just saw here, clicking the plus symbol, or let's delete that one. We can press the shortcut Ctrl Shift N. And now we can name it here exactly the same as the tool that we are going to be working on, healing brush tool. There you go. And now I want to assign a color to this one, and I want to assign it this time green. And now I'm gonna click OK. Now I have here my new layer already renamed and with a color, label color, which also you can assign label color. If right here in the eye, you right click and then you can see no color, for instance, right click again, and now I can go here green. So now you know that. Now that out of the way, our job here with this tool is to heal this skin. That's what we are going to do. But before we move on to that, let's explain what is this here. Just like the previous tool that I've been explaining, here you have in this icon right here on the top bar, you have your tool that you're selecting. For instance, if I choose the move tool, if I select this one here, the rectangular marquee tool, which is M shortcut, all the tools that I choose, you'll see it there. So I'm gonna press J, and I have here my tool, and I'm come here, then I go to settings, and then I can say reset tool, just in case that I make any changes. Now everything is as default. Then we have mode here, the same like in the previous one. We have replace, multiply, screen, darken, lighten, color, and luminosity. So if you are watching this tutorial for the first time, you can go to the previous video about the spot healing brush tool, and there I explain everything regarding this one. And as it says here, replace is for replacement, multiply, those are screen blend mode that you use according to the area or depending on the area that you're gonna be healing, and you want to either lighten, darken, multiply, screen mode, or luminosity and color blend mode. Then you have source, which is sample, and pattern. If I choose sample, is whatever I sample. When I press Alt, I sample here and I click here, and I'm replacing this from this area here. And then you have patterns. Patterns, if I now paint here, you can see that is coming based on the pattern that is chosen here. You see, I have trees, grass, water. Those are the default one that you have with Photoshop. For instance, tree, you have grass, you have also water, if that is what you want to create, the effect that you want to create. For instance, here, as you can see, maybe there, since she is with a towel, maybe that would be a good example to do. Now my tablet became crazy again, as usual. So let's undo all that. And I don't know why it's doing that. So let's undo that, all that. All right, there you go. Undo. Perfect. Now my tablet is back to normal. So now we're going to choose this to sample. That's how we want it. Then you want align, and align is when you want, for instance, to follow something that need to be guided. For instance, if I want to sample from this line to that line there, you want to have this in a line. So like that, your sample area will follow along the same line as you are moving with your subject. Then you have use legacy, and use legacy, that's something that Photoshop added there. And legacy is when you are working with your images and you have certain shortcut and a way to work, so to make the tool behave better in case the tool is misbehaving. However, see that when I'm using legacy, then I lose here the diffusion, so I can diffuse my selection here. Then you have sample, which is for current layer or current and below and all layer. And the reason why you have that there is whenever you are working on a new layer, as I already explained on previous video. However, if I click here and I'm going to start working in a destructive mode, so then I don't need to click anything here because it will certainly sample and heal. However, when you have a new layer and you have current layer, as you can see, and now I click here, well, it won't sample anything because this layer is empty. So in that case, I want to hit current and below. All right, now that we explained everything regarding this tool, let's start healing. Let's start healing this. So I'm zooming by Control plus this image, and you want to fairly be like all the way in. So maybe not that much, but about J is okay. Now I'm gonna make my brush smaller, and if I right click here and then I choose size, I want to make my size fairly small. There you go. And hardness, maybe, I don't know, 56%, that's okay. Now I'm gonna click OK. I have here current and below, and now when I press Alt, I sample here, I click here, and now I go around it just like that, as you can see, as I'm doing here. See, this is fantastic tool when you working with the skin of your subject and the person has some imperfection in the face and you want to heal it so that it will look way much better. As you can see here, we are healing this. For instance, there you go, that pimple is out of the way and perfect. You see, it's like never was there before. So there you go. We're going to sample this here and also here. Remember, like, you just don't want to pass over it. You want to press Alt and then click. Yeah, you sample in a good area and then you go around the area that is affected, just like I'm doing right here. So this is simple, straightforward process. You can see we are healing the skin here, maybe there, a little bit here, and I continue here. So there's no math involved on this. So very simple as it is here. You just sample and heal, sample and heal. There you go. So we making this image to look way much better. Now here in her forehead, probably we can pass a little bit here, maybe there, those lines, make my brush a little bit smaller like so. It's just perfect. There you go. And you want to be careful when you're doing this. You want to be totally careful because sometimes you can be sampled in an area And rather than healing, to create better imagery or better skin, you can bring problems. So you want to be really careful when you are doing this. It's very simple. However, you want to have a sample area which actually is close to the area that you want to heal. For instance, if I sample there and heal here, you can see I can create more problems. So that's what I'm trying to say. All right, maybe a little bit smaller. There you go. And there you go. Okay, that doesn't look good there. Yep, much better. There you go. Maybe this here. There you go. In her eyes, right in there. You can heal that area. Good. All right, so here on her neck, let's zoom out a little bit. And maybe we can heal this big patch right there. There you go. Very good, very good. And remember, you're going to have this image. I'm going to put the image below the link where you can download this image and you can follow along with me so that you just don't see me doing it, but you follow along. Or if you prefer, you can watch the whole tutorial and then you can do it yourself. All right, we continue. There you go. You see, it's like never was there. And the most beautiful thing is that we work in here non-destructive because we are doing it on a completely new layer. If you don't like what you did here, all you need to do is very simple. Just remove your layer, see? And boom, there you go. You can create a new layer, like no pressure at all. So there you go. Maybe there, here, there, here, here, that over there. Also here, very good. Here in her forehead, so that like I almost make a bigger problem right there. There you go. Her eyes are perfect. Maybe a little bit here around her lips. Not sure. All right, right there. And if you see me, like I'm making my size of the brush like bigger. So that is because I press Alt, right click, and then to the right or to the left, and the opacity up and down. So just in case, I explained that in previous videos, but in case that you watching me for the first time, now you know how I am doing that and the reason why. Because you want to have your brush similar side to the area that you are healing. All right, I think we are almost done healing this image here. There you go. Now, as a bonus, I will show you something that is very interesting that we are going to be doing. So I'm not going to be teaching you all of it or everything about it, but we are going to quickly do some dodging and burning to this image to make it look even more appealing. So maybe I still need to heal down here on her neck, also there and here and there. There you go. So let's see the before and after. So look at that. Before, maybe a little bit here. There you go. Look at all those imperfections. Also here, down there, and after. Now it looks way much better. There you go. Now what I want to do is I'm going to create a new layer. And the new layer I'm going to create by pressing Control Shift N. And right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this one Dodge. And now, don't hit OK yet. Now I'm going to go from normal to soft light, the blend mode. And also, I want this layer to be 50% gray. So I'm going to say here, fill with soft light, neutral color, 50% gray. I'm going to click right in there. And also, I want to apply the color to this so that I know that this is an adjustment that I'm making. For instance, green. And I'm going to hit OK. Now I have a gray layer called Dodge, soft light blend mode, and I'm going to press B for brush tool. Here on flow, you want to have it exactly as I have it there, 2%. And no worry, more details about this later. But for the moment, it's just to make this image look better. And this is as a bonus. All right. So now that we have that, now you're going to press, let's say that here, you have any color, for instance, red and black, you press the letter D and now it goes to the default mode. When you paint with black, like let me put this in 100% so that you see, if I paint with black, obviously that's gonna get darker. But if I paint with white, shifting the color, I just need to press X. Now it make it wider. All right, now that you got the idea, I'm gonna paint with white and I'm gonna put this here at a 2% flow. Now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna press R to rotate this image a little bit like that and moving it like pressing a space bar, and I call out the hands and I move it a little bit. Now press B again and make my brush a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna make hardness 0% by pressing right click and then hardness 0%. I'm gonna make my brush a little bit bigger, and now I'm going to paint softly around this area here where it seems to be dark. You can see how it's changing. We're not gonna go into much detail. I am sure you are going to download this image and you are going to do this on your own, and you can go crazy with it. I'm sure that you're gonna make a great image out of it. I am looking forward to see how you actually end up having this image, like your end result, like your final result. I would like to see that, guys. Remember, you can do that. Follow me in all my social media. It can be Twitter, it can be Facebook, also it can be Instagram. I would like to see what you came up with. So you can see that, look at that, before and after. That looks much better. We're gonna paint a little bit here. And right here in her forehead, I'm not quite happy with what I see. So I'm gonna paint here like fairly like that, like real quick here. There you go. It looks much better. You can see that, look at that, before and after, right there, a little bit there. You wanna be careful with this, okay? Because you can destroy completely the image, and you don't want that. You just want to just make a little bit better the image, you know? You don't wanna go crazy with this and change the whole area of the image. Maybe a little bit there, here, there. I mean, I can spend an hour on this. I'm gonna rotate my image here, pressing R, then I'm gonna press B again. I'm gonna make my brush size small, like here, right click, make it small. Then I'm gonna paint right in there. Oops. Yeah, just to lessen that a little bit, not too much. Press R and escape. You make it back to normal again. So I'm continue dodging and burning here and there. And now I'm gonna zoom in, pressing Control Plus, and I'm gonna go a little bit here on her lips, just like that, not much. There you go. Also there. Perfect. There you go. And here, and maybe here as well a little bit. And you see that? I'm gonna press X to call out for black. I'm gonna make my brush size smaller, and I'm gonna paint right there to make it darker. Also here, and there you go, guys. That's it. So now there you go. Let's see the before and after of this. Like, this is before, you can see that, and this is the after. Way much better. And I have here my color folder, so I make some color adjustments here. I click OK to make it look way much better, and I'm going to make that a little bit less, 82%, maybe 67, maybe. Wow, I think I'm the brown one. It's right here on my color, and I'm gonna make this about 76%. There you go. That match, and it looks more in harmony, as you can see. So now I can press this here, and then pressing Shift, I'm gonna press or select this layer, healing brush tool. Then I'm gonna press Control G, and now I make a group, and I'm gonna name it here, and I'm gonna call Add for Adjustments. And you can see that's the before, and this is the after. And all we did was with the healing brush tool to heal the skin, a little bit of dodging and burning, and now you have the final outcome. All right, guys, that's it for the healing brush tool. You can see it's a great tool. You know now all the settings that you need to do in order for you to customize your brush and work the best way possible in the skin of your subject. I'm looking forward to see what you're gonna do with this image. And you can send me these images either in Instagram, Twitter, and also Facebook. I'm looking forward to see what you're about to do, like what you're able to do with this image. I'm really looking forward for that. So thank you for following me here on this tutorial, and also thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please reconsider. Just hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell, that every time I post a video you will be able to see it. So thank you guys once again. See you on the next one.